Good afternoon, everyone. Tomorrow may be a really interesting day. The, as some of you, or hopefully most of you already know, is Judge Alito from the Supreme Court has ordered Pennsylvania to separate and secure all ballots received after 8 p.m. on November 3rd. And the reason that's big is Pennsylvania law is very clear on this. No ballot will be accepted, no absentee ballot, thus mail-in, will be accepted if it arrives after 8 p.m. on election day, just like you go out to vote in person. Well, if you show up to polls at 9 o'clock at night, they're closed. You're not going to vote. Same deal with absentee ballots. And if you don't mail it in soon enough, then it's on you, and your vote doesn't count. But the Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruled that I believe it was 3 days afterwards, that they could arrive and still be counted. The problem with that is they have no right to do that. The Constitution strictly gives that the power to determine, set, manage elections by the state legislature. And the state legislature passed this law in 2019. So I think what this is going to lead to, and Justice Alito has forwarded this to the full court, and the law is very clear on this. The Constitution is very clear on this. So all them late night ballot dumps aren't going to come through, and they're not going to be counted because they're not legal ballots. Now we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. But some other interesting things have popped up over the weekend. There's a guy named Steve Piesanak, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. And he's been in a number of different administrations at a fairly high level. And he's claiming that this election was the largest sting operation in the history of the United States. Now, I think he's credible. He certainly has a reputation to protect. So I don't think he's somebody that would just go flying off the wall. But they were tracking all these ballots in real time, and they know what every ballot was doing. I'm not sure how that's done. Supposedly they have a watermark with a QFS. And what I gather, I don't fully understand it, but it has something to do with tracking monetary documents. And supposedly it's very reliable, very fair, very tough to crack. So if they know where all the ballots going, and Steve is claiming that arrests are going to start pretty soon, and if there's a lot of these ballots that came through that don't have this watermark on it, then they know that the ballots are fake, because every ballot that was supposed to be turned in the United States was supposed to have this watermark on it. And you know, I tend to think he's right for a couple reasons, or at least on the up and up. Because I remember Trump gave a speech, I think it was Friday, and said that, you know, the corruption is going to be shown starting tomorrow, Monday, and it's going to be overwhelming. And he mentioned that millions of ballots from foreign countries were being used. That's that's a pretty strong statement. And then where the Trump team did the election watch was in the Eisenhower building next to the White House. And the Eisenhower building has a skiff in it. And I can't think of a reason why you would do it there, have your team there, unless you're monitoring these ballots real time. And it's used by Army Cyber. So it's going to be, we'll have to see what comes out. And then supposedly Pam Bondi made some comments too about basically about people being arrested and stuff. So, Trump has to fight this to the full extent of the law. And it's very clear that in a lot of these states, the law was broken. It's very clear, at least to me, that these late night ballot drops that were going 100,000 to Biden and 0 to Trump. I mean, that's impossible. So we'll see if these ballots are real or not. But the Trump campaign has already asked for a recount in Wisconsin. I think if these ballots that came in late, now the problem with that is I don't know how, if they've gotten intermingled already, how you take them back out and separate them. So I don't know. They were supposed to reply to Justice Alito by 2 o'clock Saturday, but I haven't heard anything more on that. So, and I'm sure we won't. It won't be public information. So, Wisconsin, PA, Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona, and Michigan. I see all them states as still in play. And in Nevada, they've the Nevada GOP has filed criminal complaints with the Department of Justice over 3,000, I think it's 652. I can't remember the exact number now. But, and they said in their tweet that they expect many more to come down. And I guess where that's coming from is a lot of Californians buy a house in Nevada. Northern Californians typically buy a house in Reno, Southern Californians in Vegas. But they're still California residents. But they all voted in a Nevada election. How they got a ballot is beyond me. But, they shouldn't be registered to vote in Nevada. So we'll have to wait and see. Something else Steve Paisanek said, he said, everybody's been talking about Trump laying low. And he says it's the art of the war. You sit back and you let your opponent basically incriminate themselves for, in this tense purposes, and then you pounce. I wonder if we're going to see that pounce Monday. Could be a really interesting day. We'll find out. Y'all have a good day.